What's good, YouTube? Promo here, back in action after a long YCS Miami weekend. I'm here with top 8 finisher Edward Toussaint. That's my boy right there. He played Dark World, the original Dark World guru right there. So, Ed, tell us about your Swiss rounds.
Uh, First round, I opened up having to play against a mirror match. I just set one back row, set a monster. He opened up Dylan's, which was pretty bad for him. I go Silva,
And continue to wreck his day.
and yeah, that play right there pretty much ended it.
Dark World dealing in the mirror match is pretty messed up considering all the other effects go off for the opposite player.
And in game two, we both sided Smog. He used it first, and then I changed mine and discarded Graph and popped his, and it was over after that.
All right. What else? What are any hard matchups that you had in Swiss rounds? How'd you finish, by the way?
I finished day one X2, and
Losing to what?
I lost round 5 to Dragoonides and round 9 to Mermills.
What was the Dragoon matchup like? Like, how did they beat you?
I always have a bad matchup with Dragoonids for some reason.
Yeah, it's one of those decks where they go first and get the ravine on the board. They can go ape shit on you.
Yeah, they're pretty explosive, and then their field card could destroy my field card, and they could just explode. But we went to game 3, and I pretty much had control. He only had one out, his last duck, and he top decked it and made Scrap Dragon, popped my gates, and kept hitting my Grapha.
Oh, so it wasn't like a 2-0. It was actually
It was a good game. He was a pretty good player.
And what else did you lose to day one?
And round 9, I lost to Michael Klasov, I think his name is. He was playing Mermills.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good. He 2-0'd me.
And
He did.
And so, and you came back day 2 hungry, because you can't lose no more for the top, and you got all the way to top 8.
Top 8. Yeah.
Losing to what?
Losing to Karakuris.
Karakuri. How was that matchup like?
It was a very surprising matchup. His deck was very good. He went first. He did a whole bunch of synchroing, desynchro, instant fusion, drawing a lot of cards, and it was really hard for me to, come back after his opening play. And in game 2, I didn't side because, I like going first. If I go first, but the way I made my deck, I should be able to win either using DDV or EV.
Okay.
And I had the setup. I had DDV set, Gateway, and Gates. And then on his draw phase, I Gateway to get Grapha back, and he blind MSC's my face down, I guess, assuming it was a virus, and it was DDV. And after that, on his turn, he just
Continue to wreck your day.
he exploded. He had a good deck.
All right, let's hop into your deck profile then, bro. Let's see the deck list.
All right, starting with the monsters. 3 Grapha, 3 Snow, 3 Brow.
Basic lineup.
Basic,
Engine, the strong
Dark World
engine.
engine, 9 monsters. Where it gets a little different is 2 Silver, 2 Gold.
1 gold.
1 Gold, I'm sorry.
All right, so why you chose to play those?
I usually always play at least some of the Warlords because they're big. I like making rank 5s, and originally I used to play Ceruli, and these guys have second effects which are amazing, especially Silva. If I go first, I have my opponent start off with 4 cards. That's pretty good. But I played them in this build because I don't play Beige, because Beige isn't a virus target for either one of them.
Okay.
And these are DDV targets, and with Gates, they're EV targets as well.
Right.
And that's the main theme of my deck, virus.
Virus. It's the virus build.
Yeah.
All right.
Then I have 2 Tour Guides, of course, amazing, and 2 Trans Archfiends.
All right. What's up with the Trans Archfiend? Why you like that card so much?
Trans Archfiend is it's a fiend, it's a DDV target, and it's another discard outlet, and it helps me recycle my banished cards.
That's the key word I'm looking for. The recycling part.
Yeah, and these two, they have great synergy together. If I have Tour Guide in the grave, I banish it the first chance I get, so that way when Trans Archfiend is destroyed, I can add Tour Guide back to my hand and use it over and over again. There's only 2 Tour Guides this format, but I can use it like 5 times.
Because I have
browse.
Yeah.
And if I have Trance in the graveyard, I'll just banish him and make Livier to bring back Trance. And the Tour Guide that I detach, I'll banish that, so when Trance dies, I get Tour Guide back.
Infinite cycle going on with that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. How many monsters is that total?
That's 16 monsters.
16 monsters for the Dark World deck.
Yep.
All right.
The lowest amount of monsters I've ever played in Dark Worlds.
Wow. Oh, because yeah, this was the original idea where I got the Cerulean Silver combo from. This guy right here created it.
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, he was unable to top the Kansas City event, but I did. So this time he got it for Miami. Good job. Let's see the spells now.
All right, spells are pretty basic. 3 Gates, 3 Dylans. There's been a lot of controversy. People think you shouldn't play 3 Dylans. I don't know why. In the beginning, it was because of the mirror match when they first came out.
Right, that's what it was.
But you still have to play 3 because it's one of your main discard outlets. So 3 drag down.
Good take on that. Drag down.
One of the most amazing spells in the game right now.
Open up with a first turn drag down, and your opponent see your opponent's hand. You can plan around their entire strategy.
Even if you don't open with Virus, which is the main theme, a drag down and a Mind Crush is still pretty good. Even just a drag down alone, you know what you have in your hand, and you pretty much should know, every deck in the meta, and you know what their best card is that they need, and you just hit it.
Right.
I also play 3 Upstarts because I know what I want to do. There's not really much other cards I need. It's like playing a 37 card deck, and I just dig what I want my first turn.
Cool. And the staples?
Of course, 1 Reborn, 1 Foolish, 1 Allure, and the best card in the game.
The best card in the game, he
Card
says.
Card Destruction.
Card Destruction. Let's pause on this for a minute. How often have you opened up with Card Destruction in the Dark World? Because a lot of people have said that you abuse Card D in day 2. So I want to know about it in general for your tournament experience with YCS Miami.
In this deck, I don't really need Card D, but of course I'm going to play because it's amazing.
Yes, it is.
But on day 1, I didn't really have it that much. Day 1 was just virus control the whole day. DDV or EV, and usually I went after that. Following with a Mind Crush, drag down. I just control like the whole game.
Okay.
But day 2, I did have this, and every time I did have it, I did win. So it's a monstrous card.
Yeah, you should. You open up a Card Destruction Dark World deck, you better win. And for the traps, how many spells was that, by the way?
I don't even remember.
It had to be like 18.
Yeah, I have 6 traps, 16 monster, 22, so 18 spells.
Oh, here we go.
And actually, there's 2 more spells. For some reason, everybody wants to hear about this card, Gateway to the Dark World.
What does that card do?
I target 1 Dark World card, 1 Dark World monster in my graveyard, special summon it, and I can't summon any other monsters during that turn.
So, okay, it's a quick play also, so Gateway,
Quick play.
Know to do quick play. So tell the viewers how you managed to use that card to the most effectiveness for you.
I've played a lot of Dark World builds, and I've never used this, but I always knew it was a good card. But in this version of the deck, I feel like it was really essential. Because if I go first and I'm not able to put like Grapha or Silver on board my first turn, but I can at least get a Grapha in the grave, I can set Gateway and a Virus, and then on my opponent's draw phase, I'll Gateway to Grapha, and then when it hits the board, I'll either DDV or EV.
There you go.
And I'll see their whole hand. And I'll
Run
eliminate half of their deck.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Especially with the meta matchups being like Mermails, even Rabbit for that matter. You just hit all their monsters. And, okay.
And even if I don't have the combo with the Virus, it's also a very good defensive card. Just bring out Grapha during their phase, during their battle phase.
And they're not attacking anymore.
There's not much they could do.
Cool. Gateway. Nice
or,
tech.
If I don't have the play in phase, bring a Snow back, and in my turn,
bounce back for Grapha.
That's already +1 right there.
Yes, it is.
So that's the
First
spell
Cerulean, now Gateway.
Yeah.
You, sir, are the Dark World Guru.
And even with Cerulean, with this, if I Cerulean during their end phase to bring it on the board, they have to discard 1 because it's brought out by a Dark World effect.
Yes, it is.
And on my turn, I bounce it back, so that's a +2 for me.
And you can abuse Cerulean once again.
And I can use Cerulean again.
Maybe that's going to be in the future build then, huh?
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, let's see the traps.
All right. Traps are pretty simple. 2 Eradicator. This card won me so many games.
What do you usually call with Eradicator?
I usually call spells because if I open up and I have gates and a couple of back rows,
you don't want to get heavy.
I don't want to get heavy.
Right.
And usually, spells speed up everyone's deck.
True. This is true.
You activate them now. You don't have to wait.
You're playing what 16, 18 yourself, so yeah.
This destroys spell books. I played against a spell book guy. It was I felt pretty sad for what I did to him. I'm not gonna lie. He opened up Magician. I eradicated him and hit 5 cards. All he had was a Magician.
Just on the board.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then for his next 3 turns, all he drew was spells, and
So
it slipped for him.
that's definitely going to be in the main board, considering
Yeah.
with the new list, if it's true, Prophecies is going to be one of the tiered decks, and you eradicate spells, and you should win.
Yeah, I've never used this against spellbooks, even in testing, and not win. So,
All right.
yeah.
All right, continue on.
Also, 2 DDV.
4 virus cards. Wow.
Yeah. The main theme of the deck,
Mm-hmm.
viruses. This pretty much hurts every deck.
Except
Inspectors,
like Fire Fist
gone.
for the most part.
Yeah, except for Fire Fist
Yeah.
and Heroes
Mhm.
and Chaos Dragons. This destroys windups.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely destroys windup. That's why I 2-0'd every windup player.
Every last. How
Yeah.
many windups did you play?
In Swiss, I played 4 windups.
And
I 2-0'd all of them. Yeah.
in the top, did you play any windups?
In the top, I played 1 windup. Patrick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Patrick Hoban.
Did you 2-0 him?
I did not. He went first. He won game 1.
He'd open up the combo Magician Shark.
Did he? I think he did, but he didn't go into Shockmaster like I thought he would, which I had an out to Shockmaster. I had Trance and Graph in hand.
Oh, so you was ready anyway.
Yeah, I was ready, but he made Dweller,
Oh, because the Dark World.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
and that was, yeah, it was the first time the second time I played Dweller since playing Dark World, and yeah, it put in some work.
All right.
But game 2, I went first. I didn't side because this deck you want to go first. You don't want to side. You just
Keep your build the
Yeah.
same way and just keep pushing for those viruses.
Yeah, I thought to myself, I'm like, this is why I made the deck, to go first and just dig, get my virus, and then I know what to hit.
Speaking of going first, how often did you win a dice roll?
I actually went first most of the time day 1. The day before at the Megalo tournament, I was going second, and I still, I did pretty good. But going first, you should win. If you go first, you have to win.
Lucky you, because I'm like 70% chance of me going second.
Yeah.
in my dice rolls.
It was a pretty good weekend for me with dice rolls.
All right, awesome. I'm glad. for you.
I wrote everybody else's die because my die are like bad luck for me.
All right, and what's the rest of the traps?
And the last 2 are 2 Mind Crushes.
I've seen a lot of people citing Mind Crush in other decks, actually, which is actually pretty good considering everybody searches for everything in its format.
Definitely.
And it's extra beast in Dark World because you can call Blue Eyes White Dragon and miss on purpose just so you can get a graph in the graveyard.
And I've done that. I made sure I set everything. I set a Trance Archfiend, and my opponent had Shockmaster on board, and I know he's going to continue wrecking me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just set everything, and I left graph in my hand, and I called like Change of Heart or something. And then graph was the only one in my hand, and I hit the Shockmaster, and I was able to come back after that.
Cool. So that's a solid 40 card deck right there.
40 cards.
Let's see the side and extra.
All right, I'll start with the side deck.
Whatever you want.
2 Maxis for game 2 if I go second against Windup or Rabbit. Maxi.
Maxi put in work for you this
Yeah,
weekend?
it did. One guy, Windups, he opened up Magician Shark game 2, and I Maxied off the Shark, and he continued.
Took the challenge.
Yeah, he took the challenge. I went like plus 4 or 5. He went Shockmaster and Carrier, and I think he had one more monster. I forgot what it was, and he
Detached and called what?
detached and called spells, and then he didn't set any back rows.
Oh.
And I had Trance and Grapha in the hand, so I just went.
Ruined his day.
Yeah, I just went Trance, Grapha, and it was over after that.
All right, yeah,
That
so
was pretty
Maxi, yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
Maxi is
Yeah,
needed for the
only if you
format.
go second.
Okay.
After that, I just put it back out. 3 MST and a heavy. Yeah, you already know everyone's gonna side.
The Defissure and the
Defissure,
macros.
Microcosmos.
So you got the hate for the hate.
Shadow Mirror. So I decided these, and the people that side that you know are gonna side the removal stuff, they don't side into Gemini Imps. So I don't have to worry about that.
You're right about that. Have you got imp anytime this weekend, by the way?
Yeah, the Dragoonity guy was the only person that imps me.
Wow, yeah, I guess he was just made to win that matchup there.
Because he couldn't side into removal because of his deck. So the
Wow,
imps, the imps were a good choice for him. 3 skill drain.
Triple skill drain.
This Rex windups. This is good against everything except for the mirror and heroes.
What about the Mermail matchup?
The Mermail matchup,
Did you side those in? Because, you know, they can still undyne.
yeah, I did, and I did, and I drew it once.
Did it work for you? Like, did it help out?
It did.
It did, okay.
Against Michael Klassov in round 9, he still managed to beat me because he's a really good player.
All right.
Like, he destroyed me round 9. He destroyed me. Yeah.
Put you on a bubble,
Yeah.
but you still end up topping top 8. Pretty good finish.
Yeah, I ended up playing him day 2, and I went first this time, and it worked out the other way around. So
Okay, cool.
that was pretty good.
Triple skill drain, all right.
2 goals in match and 1 rivalry for windups and
It seemed like you really got a wind up hate.
Yeah.
Well, in Miami, our meta was full of wind ups. So
and rabbit.
what's funny though is I played against one wind up deck. I lost to it, of course. You know, game 3 went the Magician Shark combo, but I expected to play against a whole lot more. But yeah, you definitely got the sideboard for the wind ups.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's pretty good. I sided a lot against windups.
One question: why 2 goes in and 1 rivalry? Why not 3 of either copy?
Let's say I play against heroes. They're all warriors, but they have lights, fires, waters. They have a lot of different attributes.
Okay.
And so does, and in Chaos Dragons, they're all dragons, and they have light and dark. So I can force them
Try
to
to
play.
slow down and control the game a little bit better. Okay.
Against windups, I put all
Put them all 3 of them in.
So it sucks for them.
Yeah.
Then I have 2 smog. I only used this once all weekend, and that was round 1 against the mirror match.
Mirror match.
And it helped me win. And I also have it in there just from Chaos Dragons.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about putting it in against Mermails, but they could just pop it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really help much after that. And 1 return.
Return definition.
That was the MVP of the sideboard all
MVP
weekend.
sideboard card. Yeah. How many times did you win because of return?
Every time I got it, I won.
Well,
The best time I used it was against day 2, round 10 against Fire Fist guy.
okay. What was
He
the
went
feel?
first. He went rabbit into the exceed, got Tinky, got bear, set 3 face down, and activated Dimensional Fissure. Then I went. I started dealings, banished a brow and a snow and another brow, and I.
Sorry
set
about that. We
return.
got a little cut off. Back to the question. The MVP was return. You was explaining about the play.
Yeah, the best play that I got with return all weekend was day 2, round 10 against
Fire Fist.
Fire Fist. There you go. Thank you. Game 2, he opened up with rabbit, went into the exceed, got a Tinky, and got bear to hand. Set 3 face downs and a fissure. So on my turn, I dealings, banished brow, and he sent his gorilla, which I was very happy about. And then I went another dealings, banished a snow. Then I set a brow and a return. His turn, he just attacks. He doesn't do anything else. I banished brow, and on my turn, I top deck card D. I card destruction. I sent Grapha, Silva, Snow, and a Monster Reborn to the graveyard. I draw 5 cards. With those 5 cards, I had MST and Heavy in hand. I blind MST one of them to see if I hit a Solemn or a Judgment, and I hit a Warning. Then I heavied and he Judgment, so he only has 1 more face down.
So you hit his 2 best outs to stop your play right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, he only has 1 face down. I don't know what it is, but I pretty much have to go for a game now.
Right.
So I flip return. He does nothing. He's already at 4,000.
Because of the judgment,
Because
right?
of the judgment. Now I'm at 4,000. So I get 2 brows. I might as well just show you, right?
Yes.
So you can get a better.
Idea of the feel you had once you
Yeah.
return. Go for it.
So I come out. 2 brows, 2 snows, and Grapha.
All right. So what did you do from there?
From here, I still don't know what his back row is, and I have to make sure that everybody gets over his monster. So I go, I make Maestro, put his monster face down, I make Levier, detach and bring out another brow. She says brow.
Mhm.
And I hit the face down, and everybody else attacks for game.
Time for game. Wow. So you return for game was a combination with some exceed plays. Pretty damn good, dog. Pretty good.
Awesome.
All right. You have any last minute words, shout outs, words of advice to give to future Dark World players? You know everybody be hating on it, right?
The deck is good. Of course, game one, usually you should have the win. Unless they open up a rabbit macro. It's going to be a really,
Speaking of rabbits,
really hard event
we
for
got
you.
the rabbit master back there, Dominique Escridge. I'll be interviewing him next.
Broken.
All right, last shout outs, anybody? Nothing like that?
You want the extra deck? Really quick?
Oh, go ahead. Go to the extra
Yeah.
deck.
2 Zen mains,
Uh-huh.
Tim Tempo, 2 Leviers, you have to play 2. Leviathan, Acid Golem for the 3s. Cowboy, Maestro, he's a DDV target. He's an
He's on
out.
board. Yeah.
Rank 5s, Ninja, Adris, and Arsenal. Adris is both virus targets. So,
Also a fiend, so he gets to boost off
Mhm.
gates.
and you can banish it from your graveyard to draw a card.
Yep.
2
Heliopolis,
Heliopolis.
as we call him. The card is amazing.
Yeah, another one of the MVP card. Just gets over almost anything.
That's one of the best exceeds in this deck
Yeah.
because Graph is level 8 and you always have Graph on the board.
Yeah.
So Heliopolis is essentially
Yeah, and you,
free as fuck.
and
is
you
what
gotta
we
play
say.
2 just in case first one gets bottleneck.
Yeah, of course.
And Galaxy Eyes.
Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Have you ever bought this card out this weekend?
This weekend, no.
Have you ever bought the card out, period?
Yes, several times.
When was that, if I may ask?
The last time was at Nationals last year.
Uh-huh.
I played against a wind-up matchup.
Oh.
He ended his turn with Zen mains in attack mode with 1 material and a Utopia in attack mode with 2 material. I summoned Trance. I had beige at the time. I went beige, discard with Trance, bounce it back for 1 Grapha.
Uh-huh.
Then I went Gates, banish a monster, beige, draw into Foolish, bounce for Grapha, Foolish the 3rd Grapha, and I flipped Dark Smog to banish 1, run a 3rd Grapha overlaid, made Heliopolis,
How much-
effect,
How much?
attached 3 materials, and he was at 6,000, and I attacked 3 times per game.
Wow. That's amazing. So this is truly the Dark World Guru, guys. There's nothing to say about the deck. The deck is still good. The balance is totally unaffected by it. And will you be playing this in Austin if you go?
Yeah.
Texas, I'm sorry.
Most likely I will, with a few changes, probably
course.
put him in a 3rd Mind Crush.
Since it's going to be out, you might as well abuse it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Promo sign off for now. Peace.